Hi, and welcome back to the Good Life. My name's Mr. G.
And my name's Nikki. In today's podcast, we are going to be talking about eco projects that we have planned for the rest of the year. This is going to be projects that we've got planned through from spring all the way through to summer and possibly autumn. And given how busy we've been doing, probably for the next 3 years.
You're right.
We've got quite a lot of projects on the list, haven't we?
It does seem slightly endless at the moment.
Oh my goodness, it has been a really, really busy few weeks, but it's been an interesting few weeks, hasn't it?
Right, so shall we discuss about our new shed that we want to be getting in for some extra storage space, more so than anything?
We've actually built it today, haven't we?
We did, yeah.
Well, I say today. We've been building it on and off for the last 3 weeks. But no, we've finally finished it today. And for anyone listening, never get a metal shed, ever.
It's been a nightmare.
Metal sheds are horrible. We never really want to get one again. But
it's just to be able to utilise a little bit more storage space, really, though, isn't it? I mean...
Yeah.
We've got one shed which is fairly full, should we say?
Yeah, both of us like camping and collecting tools by the look of it, and other stuff that goes in the shed.
Yeah, I didn't realise how much we had.
Quite a lot of stuff.
But yeah, so that's been our project so far this year. I mean, weather's been quite good today. Weather's not always on your side, is it? So
definitely not. It's been cold.
Make hay while the sun shines, as they say.
Yeah, something like that. And the whole red sky at night, shepherd's delight. We had lovely red sky last night, and it's been actually lovely weather today.
Yes, it has been.
It's been quite warm in the sun, actually, surprisingly, for winter.
But so that's one of our projects that we've aimed to do, and we've actually completed. It's just transferring things into it now, I suppose, is the next step.
It also uses up a little bit of that dead space in the front of the yard that always is always there. So
it's something that we can't really work with either at the moment.
No, it's kind of it has to be kind of kept somewhat clear because of the trailer and the other bits and pieces going in and out. So having that shed there is actually just using up the dead space that would have been there otherwise, which I think is really good.
And another one of our projects that we have in the process, but I'm wanting to build you some potato planters, my love.
Oh, you're so romantic. Is this going to be a Valentine's Day present that you just let slip?
No, you're safe on that. You've got another one in the pipeworks for that.
To be fair, that's quite a romantic gift for a gardener, isn't it, really? Other men buy their wives flowers and chocolate. You buy me some potato planters. I'll make me some potato planters. I think that's really romantic.
But yes, that's a little bit of a woodwork project going on. There's a few others that we'll get to shortly, but...
How are you building these planters? Because you talked about them a little bit, but...
I'm using some of the machinery at work so that I can chop the lengths of wood down. And
he's definitely not doing that. He's definitely not.
No. On my own time.
On your own time, in the breaks.
But hopefully we can, because of the soil being slightly not as good a quality as we'd like for those sorts of growables.
Quite clay, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that might be a nice little gift for you.
Oh, so sweet.
It's almost there. We're getting to a point where it's almost resembling some sort of planter.
Well, that's quite good, because on the windowsills I've got some potatoes chitting, and they're almost ready to go in the ground.
Right. Coincide it then.
Good timing, really.
But so that's one of the woodwork projects that we've got on the go. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you want to continue with another part? Or?
Oh, what other projects have we got on? What I'm actually really excited about, I think, is it the Big Bird Watch this next weekend?
It's this weekend, I think.
This weekend that we're recording this. So we normally try and record our podcast on the Sunday before, and we release it every Wednesday. So this is the Sunday before. And it's the Big Bird Watch, isn't it? Where you kind of count how many birds in your gardens and which ones are in...
And what we have. I mean,
a Big Bird Watch, a Big Bird count.
I'm not quite sure on the naming of it.
Not quite sure. We'll put a link to it down below if you're watching on YouTube, and you can see it in the show notes as well. But yeah, but getting on to that point, we've got some bird boxes that have gone back up today because we had to move them because of the shed being built.
We did, yes.
And you could see those blue tits actually flying around, like, what are you doing with our houses?
Put it back, don't touch it.
So we put some back, and I've got the one up for the robin that I'm desperately trying to entice him to come into because I desperately want little robin babies. But I think I might see if I can put a few more up in the next couple of weeks.
Well, it would help. I'm not quite sure how we'd cope with all these birds in the garden. They'll eat you out of house and home.
They already do. I've had to buy their food in by the kilos. I bought 50 fat balls the other day because the magpies are, well, greedy, actually. Them and the pigeons.
Yeah, well, pigeons love free food anyway.
Yeah, I have a lot in common with pigeons. I've come to this conclusion. Nice bit of free food going on. Love it. But no, hopefully we'll bring them. So far, I think, in the garden, we've got the pigeons and magpies, obviously. We've got sparrows, blue tits, coal tits. I've seen a swift, I think. It's the one with the long tail.
Yeah.
We've seen a missel thrush, blackbirds, and there was another one that I've completely forgotten the name of now.
We've got a good selection of birds about in our area, don't we?
Yeah, it's nice to hear them. Sometimes when you're sitting out there in the spring sort of time and all the rest of it, it's like, it sounds a bit like a nature reserve sometimes. They're all yelling at each other in different bird languages, and it's really nice. So.
It just brings back to a little bit of nature on your back doorstep, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it keeps the dog amused. I say amused, he doesn't really like birds. I'm trying to train him to like birds and failing.
Yeah, there is a lot of barking involved.
Yeah, he doesn't like anything that flies, be it bird, be it leaf, be it bee, be it plane. He doesn't like anything with wings, nothing at all. So yeah, it's fun time.
Yeah.
But no, I'm hoping that they'll make their home in the garden like they have done for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
The blue tits have for a couple of years. So we've got little blue tit chicks to look after. I really want to figure out how to put a camera in those boxes before they actually start nesting in there.
You want some stealthy viewing, don't you?
Yeah, I want to see them grow. I'm thinking of, there's a little, I can't remember what the camera's called. It's the one that you put down pipes to see what's going on.
Right.
But I've seen someone basically DIY a bird box camera by drilling a hole in it, putting this little pipe camera thing in it, and then like sealing it up so it's all waterproof. And then it's Wi-Fi, so you just like look at it on your phone and watch it.
That's good going. So, maybe we should
might have to
have a look into that. Yes.
Yeah, definitely, just so we can see little chicks growing. There's actually a channel on YouTube, but I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. I'll try and put it down below if I find it, where you can actually watch, well, there's probably quite a few actually, you can watch live bird boxes.
We did have
I'd be that interested in birds.
one near here at one of the cathedrals, Salisbury Cathedral, where you were watching the peregrine falcons as they were growing.
I remember that now. Oh, they were really cute.
Yeah, we don't have birds as big as that in our back garden, unfortunately.
No.
They are wonderful
would really
hunters.
Teach the dog that would, wouldn't it? He really wouldn't like them then.
So, other projects we've got going, we want to try and make some vertical gardening sort of boxes. I'm not quite sure on how we're going to form those yet, but especially for being able to grow herbs would be ideal in those sorts of boxes, and strawberries maybe.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah, because they work quite well in troughs.
Yeah.
We've already got them in troughs at the moment, so it's a case of
transferring, putting them higher.
Yeah, well, we need to, in our tiny garden, use as much of the space as possible. And, I mean, we've got our beds, but honestly, the next set of space to use is
upwards,
onwards and upwards. We're going to be that crazy house that's got like plants all over the front of the house and all over the back of the house.
I see it's quite a nice thing to look out at in the mornings.
Yeah, it is, especially outside the front when there's all the flowers as well, because our two neighbours down the road, the lady and the gentleman a couple of doors down from us, they always have beautiful flowers out.
They do.
Last year I kind of got into pansies. That was about it. I was like, I can just about keep a pansy alive.
Does that mean that you're going to be wanting me to make more things?
Yes.
Right.
I quite like watching you make things. It's fun. I mean, the swearing isn't fun, and the stressing isn't fun.
The less said about that, the better, I suppose.
He's so polite on this podcast. You don't listen to him making things. It's not that polite. Mind you, neither am I. I think it's gardening with swearing is what I do. So it's okay.
So some sort of planting stands or something.
Yeah, I'd quite like something. I don't think we've actually got the space because of the way our front is laid out, but similar to what the gentleman a couple of doors down has got, with the kind of the stand with the different pots in it, because he's got so many different plants growing. He's got some snowdrops as well, which I've got some. I need to plant them, but I think I might be a bit too late to plant them. But
I'm not sure.
Give them a try,
Yeah. I think on that front of plants scattered about, maybe we could get a few pallets and put some buckets with plants on them.
Oh, that's a lovely
so that you can
idea.
dot them about out the front would be a good idea.
Yeah.
And you've got a wall of flowers.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Well, it also makes the close look a little bit more inviting and friendly, because we're doing quite a lot of stuff with the neighbourhood
community
association thing. Not neighbourhood watch group. What is it? The community association thing. Because they're trying to rewild the 2 ponds that are near us.
Yeah, so we have 2 ponds that are, one's just behind you as you're viewing, and the other one, it's not actually a pond at the moment, but it used to be, didn't it?
Kind of marsh at the moment, isn't it?
I think so,
Marsh
yeah.
with lots of trees growing in it.
But
it's kind of that way.
The whole idea is to try and rewild them a little bit better, because in the active pond we have newts.
Yeah, and we have great crested newts as well, which is even cooler, because they're like super endangered.
They are really quite endangered at the moment. So we're trying to get ourselves a little bit more involved with a little bit of the wildlife conservation around here as well, because every little bit helps, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, and it's nice to be part of the community as well.
Yeah.
And there's a chance we might get an allotment.
You and your allotments.
I've been hoping. I have emailed every single parish council in the area that we live, and all of them have emailed me back to go, no, there's no allotments. Yes, you're on the waiting list. It's probably going to be like
2-3
million years before you before you actually manage to get an allotment. And I understand that. I don't mean if people are using them and growing like whatever they want to grow on them, I think that's great. But the same score, I want to do that. I want an allotment.
We'll get there. I mean, it would definitely give you a little bit more room to practice and grow more vegetables.
Yeah. Bees. I don't know if I could have bees on my allotment, but I'd love to have bees.
I think there are some allotments which allow it, because again, it's good for the pollinating. I know where I previously lived, there was an allotment, and they were trying to be able to incorporate bees into the area. I think it's trial and error, and local authorities allowing that as well. But no, that'd be good.
I watched
fresh honey.
A YouTube video the other day. I forgot to tell you about it. It's completely new information to you. About this guy, I can't remember where he was at. Maybe like Russia or something. He had a strong accent, but I'm pretty sure it was that kind of area. He makes these beehives in massive pressure barrels, but like the clear see-through ones. And it basically adjusts them and makes them up, and then puts them on trees or on the side of buildings, because they're like smaller hives. And absolutely amazing, because you can see through it and you can see them like making the honeycomb and stuff. And it's just absolutely incredible. And he's doing all this filming, and I was just like, that's amazing. We need bees. And then I realised we haven't got anywhere to put bees.
No, it's slightly too small here. We do have our wild bees that come in, but
yeah,
that's
we've got a few bee houses for. Well, we're going to get a few bee houses for the
a
solitary
few more.
ones.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we want to get some from. We'll get them from Simon.
Yes,
Brighton BeeNBee.
You've said Brighton BeeNBee before,
They're so gorgeous as well. They're so cute little houses.
I'm going to have a look at these.
They're very sweet. But yeah, no, we'll put some of them up as well. But that's what hopefully the flowers that we're hopefully going to plant.
Yes, and again we can plant some in the top of these vertical growers as well. I should imagine that would work quite well.
Yeah, and it means they kind of fly in and fly out without getting barked at by the dog. So
much appreciated, I'm sure.
I'm sure they'll be really happy with that, because last year I could see the poor little bees flying away with their ears. And, oh no, not again! That damn dog's barking again. Oh, he's very cute, really, but very noisy.
So another one of our projects, I suppose, that we're having to do really is repatio an area of our back garden. We've had decking that's been neglected for a little while, hasn't it?
At the end of its life.
Yes.
So at the end of its life, its end of its life was probably 3 years ago.
So we've decided that either patio slabbing or concrete forming, it's something that we've seen that may be a possibility, but I mean that's something I think that we're going to have to look at that being done late spring, early summer, to be honest.
Yeah,
because
basically as
the weather's
soon as
now
we can, that gives us the weather.
Yeah.
Because that decking's dangerous. It's now kind of rotten and slippery.
And well, as you say, it's definitely at the end of its life, and it's
it's done as well. And to be honest, we'll use the wood for something. I don't know what, because the ends of the pieces of wood are all rotten, but like the centres of them are fine.
Reclaiming is part of our goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Reclaiming whatever we can.
Maybe we could build them into something. I don't know what yet. I haven't really thought much of it. If I get an allotment, they'd be using for the sides for the raised beds, but I think that might be putting the cart before the horse slightly.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So, what other things do we have in store for our year ahead, darling?
Well, me being the tech fan and you being the complete technophobe.
Yeah, let's not go to technologies, right?
No, it's fun. It's fun. What I'd really like to do is I've been looking into how to make our energy usage a little bit more eco-friendly. Now, we already have the lights that turn on and off when you're not in the room, the lights turn off, so that saves a bit there. But what I've been really looking forward to finding out is how to sort out the thermostats for the radiators. Now, we've got an older boiler. It's not old enough to get rid of and upgrade, but it's definitely not young enough to put all the new stuff on. Like, it still works, so we're not going to get rid of it.
No, they're expensive.
Well, that's another reason we're not getting rid of it. It still works, so we're not going to get rid of it yet. But I've seen a company, I think they're called Tuya. I'm not quite sure how you say it, to be honest. It's a Chinese company, because I really wanted the Xiaomi ones, but they don't actually do them. They do thermostats to go on the radiators, and they're wireless thermostats, and they work with the wireless thermostat thingy, and then it works on your phone, and you can give each room a different temperature and each room a different kind of zone.
Different settings.
Yeah, so instead of our house being either the North Pole or Chernobyl, which it is at the moment, we can actually have it at a nice ambient temperature. And if we're not in
between the rooms.
Yeah, that's the thing. If we're not in the room, you can turn it down. We have an enormous radiator in our tiny bathroom. There's really no point in that being on full blast all the time.
No, not all the time. Yeah.
And that would save a little bit of energy. So we need to look into doing it. I think you actually need a plumber to put those thermostats on there, because...
Yeah, don't be looking at me. I have no idea of the trade.
As much as I think that you're an amazing being able to put things together, I think we might have to actually get a plumber in for that.
Yes.
So, yeah. But it's really cool. We can have the little app on the phones, and it'll be really cool. That's the technology bit that I'm excited about. The plumbing bit doesn't excite me at all. The technology, really fun.
That's kind of scary.
It's a little bit, but it's fun. It's all right.
So, I think that's all we have so far in the way of planned projects. I'm sure we're gonna have quite a few more before the end of the year.
I'm sure a few are definitely going to pop up during the year as well. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we've got to do. I mean, I know the decking's probably our biggest,
one of the
biggest,
first
most expensive
things,
projects we've got to do this year, because we were quite lucky to get that shed for free. So
we were.
Free sheds are always nice. But yeah, the decking's probably the biggest one we've got to do. But apart from that, yeah, we've got a few little projects in the pipeline. Holiday, is that a project we've got?
I think it's a deserved
I think we
project,
should put
maybe.
that on our project list. A holiday somewhere, anywhere, even if it's 20 minutes down the road, as long as it's not
I'm up
home.
for that.
I'm up for that too. I think that's going to be lovely.
And do you want to tell the good listeners about our you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you?
So, very excited. Today, we have just been interviewed for Gardening with Nikki's podcast. So I will leave a link to Gardening with Nikki down in the show notes and down in the video description on YouTube. So we were really excited, and it was lovely to have a chat with Nikki. She's so warm and friendly. Yeah, hi Nikki, by the way. And you know, you have a great name, Nikki, as well. Just like to point that out. 2 Nikkis together. It's nice. But no, it was really lovely to have a chat with her, and we chatted about our story and why we're sharing with what we're doing, and all sorts, really. All sorts of topics, didn't we? But we won't give it away too much. You'll have to
listen
into Nikki's podcast.
Yes,
the other Nikki.
Not you, Nikki.
Not me, Nikki. The other Nikki.
Gardening with Nikki.
That's
the one.
That's the one. But yeah, have a listen into Gardening with Nikki on Gardening with Nikki's podcast, and yeah, it's really good. We'll just pop a link down below.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think it's probably. Unless you've got something else, I'm not sure.
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, I can think of an entire list of things we've got to do, but none of them are exciting.
Right, so...
With that,
we'll wrap it up.
Goodbye.
See you next time.
Bye.